I'm working on the beat. It's a true foundation. I'm holding up the blood. I'm working on the beat. It's a true foundation. I'm holding up the blood. I'm working on the beat. It's a true foundation. I'm holding up the blood.
Welcome to the Under Construction Podcast. Join us as we discuss various topics meant to challenge your current ways of thinking. Tonight we have a intriguing conversation for you. Yeah. But before we get into it, let's introduce the crew. Let's get started with Cordell.
Yo.
KJ.
Yo, what's up?
AJ.
Hey.
And I'm T-Dub. Welcome back.
The married man. Don't.
We gotta deal with it. Okay. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Good to be back, fellas. Tonight's conversation, an intriguing one. Loneliness versus belonging in a digital world. You know, I think it's intriguing because there's a lot of social media and there's also a lot of conversations that go on behind the keyboard versus in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
right.
Interested to get into the topic. Who'd like to get us started today?
I mean, I think it's important to just lay the groundwork of like how much the world has changed after the pandemic.
Yes.
And after the pandemic, we become more accustomed to not attending buildings. So that goes from faith to work and those things alike. Like, you know what I mean? Like you started to get very accustomed to your means of interacting with people being digital.
Yeah.
And then I think that we are living in the aftermath of that.
Agreed.
I mean, a part of the issue is, I just like being by myself. I like kind of being out the way.
Do you think it wasn't like that before, but you just felt an obligation to be able to curb that feeling? Because I feel like we didn't become more antisocial.
Right.
Like we just became more fine with not shouldering moments of human interaction.
Well, it was the fact that it was made possible, one, for the majority of people, and then the two of it was, it became a custom. Like, all right, now this is just the way we do it. And it worked for me because I'm like, all right, cool. Like I do majority of my shopping online, like Amazon. Like I ship all my stuff right to the house. I don't got to go shopping. I don't got to wait in line. It appealed to me. So being able to work from home, all right, cool. Like I could be very productive, but I can also have myself, because there's downtime at work. So I could do other things. Like I could be reading my Bible. I could be practicing on my keys. Or I could just be watching TV, watching a movie or something like that. Pause it when I got to work. All right, cool. Pause. Like kind of putting yourself in a place of seclusion around your surroundings, but also in a place of comfort.
Yeah. One thing I think about is when I think about the digital world is, first, we've never been more connected as a world in history.
I like that.
But
Smart.
I know where you're going.
Right.
But because we're so connected, it keeps me by myself scrolling.
Right.
The time I'm scrolling on social media, I'm doing it alone. So I'm isolated from everybody else because I'm trying to see what everybody else is doing. So even though we're connected digitally, we're still disconnected.
Correct.
Because we're doing it.
It's weird.
So would that be like a false sense of connection? Right, because you're obviously isolated in your ability to connect, but you feel a false sense of connection because you can see and hear and get so much information from other people.
Yep.
I think. Go ahead. No. To your point, I think it's like an information overload. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's so much going on that you're cherry picking what you want to subscribe to, what you can give real attention to. Like, and it just continues to compile on itself. Like people are not connecting the way they used to. And I was looking at them, to our gentlemen on the outside of the seats, and you guys are parents.
Yeah.
And I was like, I may not be there yet. You're closer to it with your oldest.
Yep.
But it's like, what do you gotta do to talk to a girl? Like, you know what I mean? To get a phone number.
Whole
Right.
different
Like,
game.
not just
Whole
a
different
text,
game now.
Not
Yeah.
just a message. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
like,
I wouldn't even know how to coach him on that, honestly.
you see, like, and you
a
would
whole
be
digital
telling him
world, yeah.
outdated stuff when it's like, you remember how nervous you had to feel to call somebody and get through their parents to talk to them? You know what I mean?
You know they don't like you.
Hello, Mrs. Johnson. Can I talk to Tamika?
Right.
You know what I mean? But
You know?
but it gave you a little bit of skill to be able to navigate the butterflies
Yeah.
that you need. I hate to say it, but when you go to a job interview,
Yep.
Right.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
to be
for
able
sure.
to be able to understand, you have to present yourself and be able to get through to your goals. You know, a very very finite example, but it still helped you get a little bit of that skill development.
Yeah.
And it's like, how does that work now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hate to say it, but it's like, how often do you pull up to someone's house and ring their doorbell and have them come outside, as opposed to texting them and saying I'm here?
Right.
Oh yeah,
So-
I'm knocking out.
So what's the date protocol? Because you had to ring a girl's doorbell to be able to be. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So all these little things.
Right.
When you
And,
talk
if,
about
and if you do it old school, do you seem like you lame? Right? Like, oh, this dude really came to my door. He
Right.
met my mom. Like,
I
just
mean-
called me. Just called me
like, or
outside.
are you
Yeah.
doing too much?
Right.
By trying to
Right.
meet her peoples. Why are you trying to meet people?
Right.
Just text that you hit. Like, you know, I'm just saying, like, technology kind of
Right.
handicaps some of our
does.
I
I mean, I think there's still a lane for it, for just like still doing the old school way. Like that's what we grew up on. I think it's still respectful. Plus, you're gonna get kudos from the parents because the parents gonna remember, like, all right, this is how it was and stuff like this, and then you teach your children that way.
But are you gonna have your daughters require that of somebody? Because you're a decade out from that,
Right.
So what we're dealing with now, you're gonna be even. You're
Not
gonna be
even.
10.
Further removed.
You're gonna be 10 more years
Not
away
even.
from it.
My
old are your
daughter,
girls right now?
my oldest is 12.
Right.
Oh yeah, so you might be like, you know, like,
I'm like 5 years.
years.
Right.
Okay, I'm thinking that she's half her.
Yeah, nah. So like, not even. It may be closer. You never know. But like,
But
because
you know,
3 more years.
that's
she'll be six-
hopeful.
or
Yeah.
You're
4
hoping
more
late
years, she'll be
teens as a
16.
parent.
I try to be realistic. Like,
I feel
like,
you.
all right, let me try to figure this out and navigate. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be interesting. I try to coach them now about how to have safe conversations because I understand. Like, all right, I'm 34, so I was there when MySpace started. I was there when Facebook started. So right.
Yeah, right.
So, but I remember the difference and the nuances, and then also catfish was a thing back then. Like I remember people getting catfish
not
before it was a
getting the
TV
phone
show.
number and getting the aim.
Yep. Listen, I remember that. I remember the rejection hotline. Somebody just gave you the fake number
Lord.
altogether. Like,
Oh man, I mean, I think I just wonder, like, how do you gauge that from the parent side? Because it's like, how do you not think that the young person's being rude? When like you know what I mean? Like you have to be like, okay, that's not rude. That's the world they're in.
Yeah.
So them not even considering me
right.
isn't even disrespectful. Meanwhile, that was automatically disrespectful to
Right.
not
Yeah.
go through the necessary channels to get to the young person. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. But nah, I think you still coach them and still teach them. Like, all right, because I have girls, so like, if at some point a boy's gonna come knocking,
Yeah, yeah.
and if you don't know, I'm gonna school you. Like,
It's a fact.
like, because I want you to have like, all right, cool. Like, if you're pursuing my daughter, I want to make sure that you have the best intentions, but I also want to make sure, all right, if this does work or if it doesn't, either way, that you are able to present yourself the next time better. Like, all right, cool. Like, because it's, as we said in past years, it takes a village. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have an opportunity if the child doesn't know to, all right, cool, let me pull you to the side. This is how you do things. And kind of steward from that aspect, even though like that's not necessarily my child, but like I'm given the opportunity.
Another aspect of the digital world that I actually enjoy from the parent's perspective is that I feel like we have a better security system,
Absolutely. 100%.
right? I got cameras all around my
Surveillance,
crib.
open the phone app, you right in
What?
your house.
But when we were growing up,
Right.
out
Oh
the
no,
window,
it was open season.
open
From-
season,
from
it was a
9 to
window,
5.
right? We,
Oh, I know what
so
time you
now
get
my
back.
son can't even open the door without me knowing.
My mom had to get off work early to see what I was up
Bro, so in that
Find my
aspect,
iPhone. What?
I think we do have a advantage
Right.
and a disadvantage because there's some things that, you know what I mean, that are out of our control. But as far as some safety things, I do think there are some positives
Absolutely.
to it too. You know what I mean?
You know where I thought you was gonna go? Class Dojo.
Yes.
Yep.
That too. Report cards. Get all that
Like
immediately.
I love the involvement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't forge the report.
Yeah, nah.
card. Nope. Sorry, kids.
Yep.
Listen, I'm just not bringing it home, but now that's not a thing no more.
I'm
You
a- I'm
don't
an
got to bring it home.
analog guy. I'm gonna make this thing shake.
Yeah, so
Right,
there's some
right.
advantages too.
He said, listen, I'll put this paper right over that paper.
There's some advantage to the digital age with the children, but and going back to the other part, my son, he has a girlfriend. He's 18 years old, but I still teach him the things that we value, right? You know, I tell him, hey, parents, everything. You know, you should be meeting her parents and her father, asking permission. Like still install those into my child because as a
dope.
son, because I think
important.
it's important. You know what I
That's
mean?
fire. That's good to hear. I just didn't know what it was, honestly,
Yeah.
from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's different. It's definitely different. But it's interesting. My niece is dating. So funny enough, my niece is dating one of my cousins. So it's my niece it's my wife's
Other
sister.
side.
Right. Yes. Not
Clarification on that.
my bad. So yeah. My wife's niece.
We got you guys. Don't worry.
my bad.
I know
my bad.
everybody's eyebrows collectively was like, word?
Nah.
That's how it gets down over there.
No.
Heard you.
Y'all are terrible.
Nah, I mean, it's just for clarity.
I get you. I appreciate it.
Now that
I
we here,
appreciate it.
we here. Do your thing.
Context is important.
I appreciate it. So yeah, so
I didn't want you to be. I didn't want nobody assuming anything on you.
Hey, that's not what it is. But I
Shout out
get
to
it.
y'all.
Right. So but it's interesting because like you get to see it. I didn't know. So initially, I guess my niece asked my wife, "Do you know such and such?" My wife didn't remember his name because it's my cousin, not her cousin. So she's like, "I know X, Y, and Z, blah blah blah," and they found out. So, but it's interesting to see. Like, all right, cool. One, how did he present himself?
Right.
Because now I get an opportunity to see, all right, cool, because I'm from a distance, but I can still see, like, all right, cool, how did he present himself? What did she say? Well, like, how did this dynamic go about? Just so I can see like how they operate.
Because majority of my digital acumen, I'm grown.
Yeah.
Listen,
So if I follow somebody and they follow me back, that's a conversation.
we in
I don't
there.
need no permission to talk.
Yeah.
Poking
Floodgates
was a-
open.
Poking was a thing.
Turn a little charm on.
Stupid.
I've never, me personally, I've never experienced any type because I've been with
Right,
my
right,
wife since Facebook like
That's
started
fire.
popping.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've never had an experience of any type of online digital dating, poking, none
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
nah.
Yeah.
That was
Never
Not
experienced
poking.
that.
Nah,
I mean,
I said
he
poking.
said- he said
I
it,
said
so
poking
it's
'cause it was a
so
thing. It was a thing when it first started.
I've never
Real quick
experienced
poke.
that. So to me, that's like if me
Whole
if-
new world.
whole new world.
Yeah,
I would
right.
not even know what to do
Right.
in today's age. You know what I mean?
So
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Oh,
but
yeah, I bet you will.
yeah, I bet you'll figure it out.
I
but
bet you will.
Sink or swim, man.
I think,
Yeah.
I think also what the other side is
Oh, we swimming over here.
a lot of people we're in an age where people want followers. They're like
Yes.
they're trying to gain like people that are content creators.
For sure.
They're trying to gain followers,
Influencers.
but they are still lonely too, right?
Yeah.
How many times do
Possibly,
we
yeah.
see that where people are trying to focus on building this platform, trying to build this community, and next, but they're still isolated and still depressed. You know what I mean? I see.
Right.
So that could be happening. Like I see, like these digital platforms can be a false sense of community.
But the funny thing is, I mean, from that standpoint, when you say content creators, that's a job.
It is a job.
So
Right.
it's like, how often
It
do
is.
you go to your job
Right.
and put on the face that you need to put on to go to
That's
work?
true.
So the other thing about it is I don't want to say that it's a false sense of community because there is a community for people that are content creators. It's just a niche. Like you got to figure out what's your thing and you got to find your people. But there's you have access. The problem is not necessarily the problem, but the challenge is you have access to billions of people, and not everybody's gonna like what you like.
But that's the overabundance I was
Right.
talking
Yeah.
about.
But also, I think there's the notion of like algorithms, though, right? Like
Yes.
algorithms can create like these echo chambers, right?
Right.
Like if I like this and I like this, and the algorithm is going to be
100%.
like, you know what? I'm going to show you what you like. I'm going to show you what you cater to, right? So it can can create a false sense of security around like, yeah, there's tons of people that believe what I believe, but you don't know about all the other people that are, you know what I'm saying, feel
everyone
differently.
believes this.
Yeah.
Right, because that's all you see.
Yeah.
So,
Puts you.
So I mean, there's a danger in it as well.
Oh yeah, it puts you at a severe disadvantage out to the world.
Yeah.
And I think, oh man. So if we go there, I would say that's one of the challenges about social media. I know a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people say it just cavalierly, like, "Oh well, if you don't like what I said, block me. If you don't like what I say, unfriend me. Or if you don't agree with my point." And to me, that's like, okay, for whatever reason, I became friends with so and so.
Right.
I'm not saying I have to maintain those friendships. I'm not saying they're
Right.
real friendships.
Right.
I'm not quantifying them like my friendships in the real world.
Right.
But
Right.
one thing I will do is if you didn't disrespect me, but you just disagreed with me,
That's okay.
I'm gonna let you cook.
Right.
Because what happens is you're in the ecosystem of information that I consume.
Yeah.
Which means I'm able to understand that other people think differently than myself.
Correct.
Correct.
And I feel like a lot of people are complicit in building those echo chambers.
Absolutely.
Because they just remove people. Like, oh, you don't like what I like?
Yeah.
You don't
Absolutely.
like what I like?
I mean, and you have that. I have the same thing. You know, if you don't like but there's people, bro, and I had family members. Yo, Cordell hating, he didn't like my post.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so
Like that, those kill. Like my,
Nah, I hear you.
I liked the post, but you didn't heart it.
Like,
like-
the intricacies.
Like, but for like some people, I had a cousin literally call me. Everybody on my cousins liked the post. I mean, hearted the post. You the only one that liked it
So
and was
what?
upset about it.
It's crazy.
But these are things that people like. Some people
Right.
literally will take these things and like go
Well,
crazy with it. You know what I
think-
mean? And I'm like, well, how about I just unfollow you and never like anything else again? You know what I mean?
yeah.
and sometimes
But-
it gets like that. I ain't saying you
You
have to
know?
be
Yeah.
right with everybody because it
Yeah,
don't
man,
really
it's
matter.
tough. Navigating through these social media
I think
streets.
I think it's just like people like. I think Facebook. We're talking about Facebook. Kids are really on like Snapchat, Instagram. They're on different apps now, but Facebook is really people are. It's a popularity contest, and people are used to popularity contests from when they were in school. So like you want to be seen as popular or viral because now the new term is viral.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to be seen as viral. So you want everybody to do that. But the reality of it is like a lot of the things that go viral aren't really good things. Like it's really negative content that typically goes viral. Like, all right, cool. Somebody falls, they break their arm, but you look at the way they fall, you laugh at it. Like that's kind of like they broke their arm, fam. like
I get it.
like a lot of that stuff is negative content, but people eat it up because all right, you get so many likes, you get so many sad faces, you get so many reactions that ends up to you getting money, but it's from a negative connotation. So like I think it's kind of tough when you're trying to gauge your level of following based off of your level of influence. Because like, all right, just because I say something good, like
I'm working on the building. Institute foundation. I'm holding up the blood stain. I'm working on the building. Institute foundation. I'm holding up the blood stain. I'm working on the building. It's the